Good morning. Hope we are well on this Thursday. It is officially 2 weeks today until we reopen our inside and also open our brand new ladies only studio in Devizes. So we'll be back open in Marlborough, back open and in the new studio in Devizes, which is exciting to go alongside our home kickstart, which our next kickstart does start on the 3rd of December, on the Thursday the 3rd of December. That's our post-lockdown kickstart. So if you want more information on that, let me know. Anyway, I'm talking today about it takes too long to do. So I had a conversation with someone 2 days ago, and it was about it takes too long to do. Unless I'm exercising for an hour, I just feel like it's pointless. Now, I want you to consider this. It takes too long to do, but anything less than an hour feels pointless. It's interesting because I was chatting about this little voice in our head that, we sometimes let sabotage ourselves. It's like the irrational side that justifies behaviors really, really crazily, to the extent we give it leverage, we give it this, we put it on a pedestal. Yet the things it says, if that came out of our mouth, or we heard it from a friend or a politician, we'd probably be going, what are they talking about? Da, 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 da. Like, we'll say things like, there's no point exercising unless it's for an hour, as anything less is pointless. And the thing is to remember here, morning Rachel, is feelings are not facts. Feelings are not facts. It doesn't really matter how you feel necessarily here with regards to these statements, because they're not facts. They're nowhere near it. And the research has shown that even standing up, from your desk can improve insulin sensitivity, that can improve your blood sugar levels, that can have an impact on your energy, your state, how your energy then, which then impacts what you do. So how you feel about the actual exercise in itself and whether that's going to do anything is kind of irrelevant, because the facts are there. That even 10 minutes of exercise today will have a huge difference. Even going for a stroll, even getting up from your desk every hour can have a huge impact. So that's my first belief challenge question for you, if you think that. The second one was about it takes too long. And that kind of is the opposite to the last one we said. And I just want to reiterate the importance of writing stuff down, because sometimes we say things and it's like we're in an emotional space, and we say things, and actually if you wrote them down, because afterwards when we talked about this, she was like, it makes me feel silly when I write it down, because some of the stuff I say is just like so irrational and just isn't even true. And it's fascinating, because then she would say it takes too long to do, okay? Like planning meals, thinking about your nutrition, prioritizing your exercise. These are all things that do take time. I get it. They do take time. However, consider that we want to change, right? And we have to do something with our time. This time is going to go somewhere. This time and energy is going to go somewhere. And I always say, if you go to your settings and go on screen time, you'll look at how much time we spend on the phone. But also, little things that just take a little bit longer to do than we planned. Little things that we stress about. But also the time spent worrying about getting ill. Feeling out of breath and beating ourselves up for having no willpower, feeling bloated and then, zapping energy from us, not feeling confident and being frustrated with that, comfort eating, then feeling annoyed. Like, these are all things that actually cost energy, time, and even money. Like, one of the ladies, you've got to find the thing that triggers you. She was writing down the cost, physical cost, monetary terms of eating when she wasn't hungry. And that triggered her. One of the other ladies, hers was more around, if I actually look at the environmental impact, I'm trying to do all I can with recycling, with reusable refills of products and stuff like that. But then I'm just eating, and when I'm not hungry, and comfort eating, and finishing the plate, because in my head I'm still thinking that it's a waste, or people are starving, so I should overeat. Save it for tomorrow. Less food waste, better environmental impact. Maybe food costs go down over years and years, and it actually helps. It's a belief that there's no substance to that I should overeat because there's someone else starving. There's no substance to it. When you actually write it down, then you can call yourself out. It was like one of the ladies yesterday, she was like, you know what, for the first time, I actually just stopped halfway through my wrap that I was having at lunchtime, which looks lovely, by the way. And she was like, yeah, she posted it, and she was just like, yeah, I just stopped and just thought, am I eating this? Am I actually full? Am I actually full up? And just got in tune with our, because we're always doing something else, right? And I'm guilty of this sometimes. You know, on the go, you know, you walk through a high street these days and everyone's just on the go eating, right? And we don't know how much we've eaten until it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Like the popcorn, right? Never forget the study where they just gave people stale popcorn for free when they went in extra large, and then they gave people small ones, the other people, and then they handed in their pots at the end. Because they're at the cinema, they're just like eating. They all finished their popcorn, even if it was stale. And they even asked them, oh, what was your popcorn like? Can't really remember. I think it was all right. Wasn't the best, but edible. Yeah, interesting. And it just begs the question around this, is how much more time are we willing to lose? Because although we can say it takes a long time to do, how much more time are we willing to lose? Because we've already wasted time stressing about it, worrying about it, the last 2 years up and down going on. You know, we can say things like, it's too hard, it takes too long, but is it because it's actually just hitting our comfort zone a little bit? And that's okay. But progress can be sometimes so small, and this comes from a James Clear quote about every action we do is a vote for the person we want to become. Every action we do is a vote for the person we want to become. And every action you do will align with the outcome that is about to come. And it might seem so little, it's doing nothing. But if it's actually meaningful in terms of its building momentum and building you towards the next habit, that is a huge step, and we just don't see it at the moment because it provides no instant gratification. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, one of the ladies said, I stuck to my food intake, but I didn't have the healthiest choices. Now, here's the funny thing about this. This is actually a huge win, but she didn't see it. So she was like, I stuck to my food intake, which is great, but I didn't have the healthiest choices. Now, I want to consider, what does healthiest mean? One, because I would argue that portioning your food, even when you feel you haven't been healthy, is healthy. If you would usually say, sod it, F it, I'm done, what's the point now? So she's portioned her food, hit her calorie target, without using the healthiest food, so she felt a bit like, But usually, she would maybe go, sod it, what's the point then? So that's a huge win, and that's healthy. So I would say, she has been healthy. So be careful how you define health here. Because, yes, it might not have been the healthiest choices, but then overeating because you haven't had the healthiest choices is also unhealthy. And I would argue that if she's now creating a calorie deficit and she's getting her body to use the triglycerides and fat around the organs, her body metabolically is going to work better, her blood sugar levels work better, her energy levels work better, her immune system, if your blood sugar levels come down, will work better. I would say that's healthy. Prove me wrong. And sure, you're not going to change overnight with any of these habits. Know that. You know, when you're trying to change something and you're like, I can't believe I had a rubbish day today. Or I can't believe I had a set. That's okay. How many days were you good? 4. How many days you hit your target? 4. Okay, so you won 4-3. What was about the week before? Well, I hadn't started then, so I lost 7-0. We've got to look at this imagine you're playing a game. Turn it into a game. If you win the game, that's all that matters. Over time, you'll win it by more and more and more. Over time, your habits will increase. Over time, it'll just become second nature. And I think it's important. You're going to hit obstacles along the way. Accept that. Problems. And they're there to help you. With Dr. Adam Bibby, was in our live Q&A last night. And we talked about perceived negative stress and how important it is. It gets us to do stuff. It gets us to actually learn things along the way and actually look at things a bit differently. Because without those obstacles, we would probably just keep going the way we are, and we wouldn't get that yeah, I should do that. So the obstacle yesterday could have been, for one of the ladies, that she's going to throw in the towel and go sod it because it didn't eat with the healthiest choices. That was an obstacle because it probably made her feel a bit like, I'm just not doing it, you know. No one wants to feel like that. But then actually the outcome of it, when we chatted through it, was actually it's a huge win. So actually it's proved to her that she can not have the healthiest choices sometimes, because that's life, and still stick to her plan. So you should be grateful for these obstacles and these perceived problems at the time which come. Seek them out. The faster you seek them out, the faster you're going to learn what works for you. And as I'll leave you with the saying, because when that negative stress happens, don't try and suppress it or fight it. Just accept what it's saying, listen to it, because there's probably a positive and a lesson staring you in the face right then, which might just change the way you feel, your energy, what you do, and your results. And that will impact your health, your energy, and your body. So I hope that helps today. Any questions on that, do let me know. We have high intensity this morning with Julie. Then we have stretch with Katie. Then we have this evening our spa evening. Okay, so this is a 2-hour drift into sleep. We start off with a bit more exercise side of things with barre, with back to basics, so we're going over the form. We have a song challenge, then we go into Tai Chi, yoga, and meditation. That is today. Let's do it. Make the most of today. Control what you can, and have a good day. Okay? Speak soon. Take care.